I'm Don. Welcome to our studio. Japan. We just got home from Japan, and this video basically just documents our trip to Japan, like 4 days and 3 nights. Japan is awesome. It's super cool. It's super nice. The place, the food, and everything, especially the hobby shops. Basically, Hajime Model Studios and my daughter Nico is representing or represented the Philippines at GBWC 2023. I was sponsored by Hajime Model Studios and my friend Mike also accompanied me in this event. We arrived basically half a day earlier than Nico and Sid of Hajime Studio. So I was with my friend Mike. He's a Gunpla collector, but we're kind of training him to join GMKC next year. Booked by Sid of Hajime, we lived in a what I call the Raymond Village. It was a beautiful like small town village, not village, small town, and it has good food, super nice stores. It even sells like there are stores that sells cigarettes or tobacco, and then there are stores who sell desserts like this one, like pudding and all that stuff. Also, there's great food in the small town. Every time I wake up in the morning, like especially the first day when we arrived, I kind of walked around and looked at the park and shot a bit of videos and especially photos. And it was a really nice stay there. After lunch, or basically early dinner, we met up with Hajime, with Sid, and of course my daughter Nico, and had a lot of a lot of drinks, and we had a good night, good first night. The second day was like the event proper for GBWC 2023. So during the morning, Nico and Hajime were like preparing their entries, and it was the event proper. But during the morning, we went to Sumida Aquarium. Obviously, I love aquariums. I woke up early in the second day, like it's really cold. I think it was 5 degrees in the morning and roughly around 10 degrees at noontime. But basically, the second day was the event proper. The second day was GBWC 2023. The morning of the second day, my daughter and Sid of Hajime Studios were like in a different place. They were at Diversity and they were fixing their entries. So basically, they fixed the entries, set it up, and then the event proper. So in the morning, me and Mike decided to go to the Sumida Aquarium. We had to ride a cab, and the Sumida Aquarium is at the Sky Tree Tower, which was a beautiful tower. Although we did not really climb the tower and took pictures of the skyline, but I had so much fun at Sumida Aquarium. So the trip is actually, well, not weird, but I spent only like half of the trip with my daughter because the first day they were still in the plane or on the plane, and then we kind of enjoyed the Doraemon village or Doraemon town, and then the second day, it was like half of that day was spent in the aquarium while Nico and Hajime Sid basically were like preparing their stuff for the event. And it was a really fun trip because we kind of enjoyed the place differently, because I enjoyed the aquarium and Nico was like really tense for sure during the competition. The Sumida Aquarium features this. I think Amano designed this aquariums himself, and these are the most beautiful, like the most beautiful freshwater aquariums I've ever seen. Like the carpeting and all the plants and the lighting and even the background are so well designed. The fish are like so happy in their habitat. It looks like they're the aquariums are so naturally looking. The fishes like this one, the cardinals, a really huge tank, is like they seem to be at home, and the plants are all thriving, and the aquariums, the tanks are so beautiful. I highly doubt I will ever have an aquarium like this. I can like save up and have a really big aquarium, like maybe a 300 gallon or 500-gallon size aquarium, but I don't think I could like set it up like this, but I will try. I will try to produce like a very nice aquascaping for my 100 gallon, especially once I get my 300 gallon. Then I'll replace, like, put my Oscars there and then convert my 100-gallon tanks into beautiful aquascapes. No worries, I won't put my aquarium stuff here at my channel because this channel will always remain as my painting channel. The next part of the Sumida Aquarium tour, or part of the aquarium, would be the jellyfish. Like, they are beautiful. I was told that the lighting are neutral and then the jellyfish are just this colorful, but the color scheme, orange and blue, is perfect. After this trip to the Sumida Aquarium, I have this idea of like, when I paint monsters or creatures from now on, I will reference all these creatures, like the color schemes, like the color combinations, and even the skin patterns of all these natural, like existing animals, and try to incorporate it to my painting. Nature is really one of the best references for painting like fantasy creatures, because the animal world, the fishes, even the mammals, and of course the reptiles and insects, has very nice patterns that we could like replicate and try on our painting. After the jellyfish like area, you will be greeted by this huge tank. It has a shark, and it's not a manta ray, but there's a manta there, and then lots of series of saltwater tanks. Even if you do not like aquariums, or even if you do not like fishes, you must visit this place. This place is beautiful. Like, the tanks are all well designed. The fishes are beautiful. It's very like, there's so much variations within the tanks, within all of the tanks, and the kids will enjoy this place, or even the adults, even again if you don't like aquariums. The penguins are a delight to watch, and their pool is very well designed as expected and as usual. There are like, the rocks are nice, and of course the whole pool is super nice. It's super cool to see like divers cleaning up the aquarium. I'm thinking I love that job. I mean, I want that job. That should be super fun. Like, cleaning aquariums in this place should be super fun. This one, the eels are kind of strange. It feels like fantasy or sci-fi. They seem to like, they look smart for some odd reason, and they're very surreal in terms of their look. Now you could see here with my close-up, they seem to have brains, or minds of their own, and they're kind of freaky, to be honest. One of the coolest fish there at the Sumida Aquarium was this puffer fish. Well, puffer fishes, or fish, is very intelligent, and it was super nice to look at him and video record him on film, because he was playing around with the audience, with the people in the Sumida Aquarium. Now I'm thinking I want a puffer fish, but basically they're not cheap. You could get a figure eight, which is smaller, and basically we live in fresh water. But the actual puffer fish should be super nice if you have one, because they're pretty smart, and it feels like you have a dog inside the water tank. The penguins are super cool. They make this really like eerie, really nice sound, and they kind of wobble around in their tank, or in their cage, not cage, but on the rock surfaces, and they swim and look super cool. But this guys, these dudes, these penguins will die here in the Philippines. This place, the Sumida Aquarium, is surprisingly super big. Like you have the amano tanks, the freshwater tanks, and of course the jellyfish. And you have this pool of penguins, which are very playful and so fun to look at. And of course, again, the tank are well designed. And then you have the really, really big tank with the shark and a series of saltwater tanks. It was super nice to go there. The only surprise, like weird surprise for me, was this one, like the koi fish. The koi fish are like kind of small. I was expecting really big, really huge koi fishes, but then again, Mike told me that those are very expensive, so it's not really like efficient or economical to like put them here because if they die, it's they're kind of expensive. So, but the goldfishes and of course the smaller koi fish are super nice to look at, although I was expecting bigger koi fishes. Wait. Are fishes a word? I don't think it's the plural form of fish. Anyways, the seals here are super nice. They're kind of scary. I would never swim in water with seals. They swim super fast, and curiously, I was kind of scared. The main feature of the Sumida Aquarium for me is or are the freshwater tanks. However, this huge tank with the shark is super nice. It's like the biggest tank that I've ever seen, and the kids enjoy it so much. The event was awesome. So it was really nice to meet Choco Falcon again, and also it was a very nice surprise meet with Lincoln Wright and of course the world champion, the newest world champion, Simon Lang. After enjoying the aquarium, we then rode, like we took a cab and rode to Diversity. It's not really that far, maybe less than 30 minutes. And then we had a good meal, and then after that, we went to Gundam Base. The Gundam base is super nice. I got a lot of keychains. My daughter, of course, shopped for kits. But me, I just got a keychain and a kun, like an RX kun. The event was super good. Congrats to all the winners and not even the non-winners. All of these guys are champions, especially of their countries. And of course, my daughter will forever be my champion. And of course, Hajime as a two-time champion in the Philippines. So my main impression of Gundam Base is that they have really nice stuff there, like the shirts and all that stuff, the keychains and the kits. But I find the place a little bit too small. Like I was expecting a bigger place. Now, the main feature of our trip there was this unicorn statue. It's like almost tied with the aquarium for me. But of course, the unicorn statue is like the main spotlight or the main event for me because I'm a huge fan of the unicorn. Now, seeing this statue in person is overwhelming. I don't really have the proper words to describe it, but basically videos and photos doesn't do this justice. Like, yes, it's not the Justice Gundam, but the photos and videos doesn't do it justice because it's super big and it's kind of like it's weird. It's super big, but it's highly, highly detailed. So it feels as weird as it may sound. The Unicorn Gundam statue feels so realistic. We really need to visit the other sites with other Gundam statues because it's super awesome to see. Then, of course, we had another night of food and drinks. The third day is shopping day. We went to, I forgot the place, but we went there and did a lot of shopping, especially my daughter Nico. She got a lot of tools and materials for GBWC next year. Now, the third day is the shopping day. It's also the highlight of the trip because, well, I guess it's tied with the aquarium and GBWC, Gundam Base, and Unicorn. Basically, I can't make up my mind what is the main spotlight of this trip, but the shopping part this day was super fun. Although we tried to like save money a bit and try the train, it was a little bit confusing, but it was fun. I think we went to Shinjuku, if I pronounce it right, and we visited like a couple of buildings. And the other building has like two floors of hobby. The first floor, not the actual first floor, I think it was the fifth or whatever. The first floor has kits, tons of model kits, and the next floor has tons of tools. It's important to know though that they do not have like the cheaper, well, cheap is a bad word, the inexpensive tools that we have in the Philippines that are, well, usually made in China. Well, basically, they don't have those. They only have Wave from Taiwan, of course, Samawangu from Korea, and of course, Japanese made tools. My daughter Nico will have a full vlog of this one, the shopping, like shopping third day, which was super fun. And there are so many model kits. She bought a few. I got like a couple and tools. I got a few enamel paints and then a few more stuff. But Nico like really shopped for a ton of tools for Gunpla and a ton of materials. I was also super happy with the Tamiya plates or styrene sheets because I hate using the cheaper stuff. It's basically the cheaper stuff are crap. And I only like using evergreen or Tamiya when I do scratch building. Basically, I don't like using inexpensive stuff when it comes to tools and materials. It doesn't like. I basically enjoy the hobby a bit more when I use quality stuff, may it be tools, materials, or paints. Basically, you can't get it wrong here at Japan. They only sell, or at least the places that we went to, only sell good stuff like Wave, Tamiya, Mr. Color, and all those brands, and even Samawangu. The last day was basically the going home day. It's our flight and flight back home. And me, Sid, and Mike, and of course Nico vowed to go back next year, win or lose. But of course, Nico and Sid of Hajime Studios will try their best to win again at GBWC 2024 Philippines so that we could qualify to go to Japan. But again, win or lose, we're like booking our trip to Japan next year during GBWC 2024. That's it, Pansit. I hope you like this video, but do check out my daughter's vlogs about our trip to Japan.